Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Steflos. You can get the blueprint as well as all the parts for the Steflos from the new Tiana's Pass mirror defense mission that was added to Mars with Citrine's last wish. Alternatively, you can also buy everything from Otak in the Necralisk with the two types of pity crystals that you get by doing the mirror defense. The Steflos is a Mastery Rank 8 shotgun that does primarily heat damage with a decent amount of impact as well, and it comes with a 14% crit chance and above average 2.2 times crit multiplier and a 22% status chance. It also gains extra projectile speed if it's wielded by Citrine. This is actually a very nice bonus because projectile speed is unironically one of the best stats you can have on the Steflos thanks to the way it works. The Steflos fires a massive Arcaplasmorus projectile that will pass through enemies, and it increases its duration as well as size whenever it hits something. So the faster the projectile flies, the farther it can fly in that limited duration. So once again, projectile speed is very important here because the base range before you hit something is actually very low. Now, I went a little bit overboard with this build. I ended up putting on 7 Forma because I was just curious to see what this weapon can do. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend you run this build unless you really like the weapon. Simply stick to either a hybrid build with dual stat mods and crit, or just go with pure status, which is going to save you a lot of Forma. Now, the reason I ended up going with this build is because the upfront damage on the weapon isn't super high, so I wanted to boost it through crit, extra multi-shot, and a ton of elemental damage. Plus, I'm also running primary merciless, which speeds up the reload time, gives me a bunch of extra damage, and I have galvanized acceleration for maximum projectile speed. So please bear that in mind. Now, even with a big boy build like this, the weapon is going to struggle with heavy units. This is not a single target weapon. This is an AoE weapon through and through, and you can really feel it when you run into something like a heavy gunner or a bombard. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not bad by any means, and it would actually be a little bit better if you went with a hybrid setup so that you would strip away the enemy armor a little bit faster. However, this thing is an absolute boss when it comes to AoEing things down in high-density missions like, for example, Infested Steel Path Survival. There are very few things in this game that are as satisfying as firing this down a long, narrow hallway full of infestation, which is why I ultimately decided to drop some single target effectiveness and just boosted the AoE damage potential as much as possible. And if you're gonna use this weapon a lot, I would recommend you do it too. This isn't a particularly versatile weapon. I mean, on the star chart, it's gonna do everything you want it to, there's no problem there. But once you push past that, the weapon becomes far more niche. It's just very good at what it does, which is AoEing down a lot of stuff. Which is why I would recommend it if that's what you want to do. If you're looking for a bossing weapon or a single target weapon to take care of Eximus units, this isn't it. But if AoE is what you want, hell yeah, go for it. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.